We'll go to Boston, Massachusetts, where Bella is on the line. Bella, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can I help?
So I was actually on the show about a month ago calling for help with my boyfriend, but now I need help.
Well, yeah, I got to know. Did we help him? I mean, I know he wasn't on the phone, but I just got to know. You dropped that one out there. Did you tell him what I told you to tell him?
I did, and he found it really helpful. He actually got to the last round of interviews for a job, and they chose somebody else, but it's helping him get closer to getting that offer.
All right. That's awesome. Okay, Bella, it's all about you today. What's going on?
So I am being recruited by a company that I applied at 2 years ago. It was one of the first jobs I had applied to right out of college. I went to college for business and marketing, and I graduated with my bachelor's. And at the time, they didn't think I had enough experience, and I ended up finding a job that I've really enjoyed. I work in event marketing right now. I get to travel, and it's been really great. I get great benefits, but I'm definitely undervalued at my company, and I have had issues with toxic coworkers, and I'm underpaid and all of that. So it's been frustrating, but my company's been trying to help me with the toxic coworker situation. But now that I'm being recruited, I'm wondering if, I should try to take a leap into something else.
Well, only if it is in your sweet spot and or it is close enough to the sweet spot where it's at least in the arena and it's going to get you on that ladder to where it's going to get you closer to stepping into that sweet spot. So don't just exit because you're in a toxic environment. And here's the good news. Because you have identified the toxicity and one of the causes of buildup, as I say, there's 5 causes of buildup. One of them is being underappreciated. So you've got that plus toxicity. And so you know what to look for now. And so as you begin to consider this gig that you're being recruited for, you want to do some homework by talking to real people who work in that company, not just the people that interview you, and find out what kind of culture there is there. Have them to describe the culture for you. Have them explain what does it take to win here. I'm all about paying my dues, but I want to be in a place where there's a ladder where companies are known for developing their people and promoting their people. You say these things in an interview, first of all, you're going to be very impressive. They're going to be impressed that you're saying things like that. But the second thing is you're going to be able to read them and then also digest what they spit back at you when you say that. And so if it's in your sweet spot or it is getting you closer to stepping in, it is the ladder to your sweet spot, then I say go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm in my sweet spot right now. I really like event marketing and all that, but the job that is being presented to me is more in, it's like a different side of marketing. It's more like supply chain part. And it seems really interesting. I actually met with my mentor last night and I presented it to him and he thinks it's a great opportunity and that I should take it. They match like similar benefits to what I have right now, but they're offering me a 50% raise to what I'm making right now.
And yet you're on the phone with me after your mentor said you should do it. So what does that tell you?
I mean, I feel like I should do it, but I'm a little bit nervous about going into something that I've never really done before. And I don't know if it's going to lead, if I feel like I'm in my sweet spot right now, but I'm also, I'm out of college for 2 years.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
I haven't really explored enough.
Right. So here's the thing. You're doing the right thing, but in the wrong place. So you can be in your sweet spot, but be in a bad culture and it just doesn't feel right. And that's what you're dealing with. So the only thing for you to get clarity on is the actual specific role of the marketing with supply chain. That's the only thing that's different. You have the talent to do it. I think the only thing you need to get clarity on is, will I really truly enjoy the work? Because you said it, to be in your sweet spot is to use what you do best, to do what you really enjoy. And you really enjoy what you do right now. So the question is, in this new role, while it is different, it's somewhat similar in that it's marketing, but it's marketing something different, or it's, something different. You know how different it is. So when you're talking to the people that are recruiting you, get as much clarity as possible on that and really get a sense for, say, hey, I'd love to shadow somebody as a part of the interview process, maybe for an hour or so, or talk to a few people. And I think you can get really clear, which means you'll get confident whether or not this new opportunity is in fact in your sweet spot.
Okay. And honestly, like, I feel like the job that is really in my sweet spot is at my current company, but I applied for it and they turned me down for it because they said that I'm too young.
Right. So
that was another issue that I know that job is open and it's been open for 3 months. And I'm sitting here like I'm the only person that knows how to do it because it's a step above what I'm doing right now. It's just more.
Okay.
Work.
So that's confirmation that your current place is not your place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the deal. You need to judge everything going forward by that sweet spot job in your current company that they say you're not experienced enough for, but you know it is your sweet spot job. It's a dream job on some form or level until you evolve out of it, and then the dream gets bigger. So now you need to judge this current opportunity by that. Mm-hmm. Does it have? You see what I'm saying? Because you're so clear on that. So you're overthinking it right now. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Compare the new opportunity to the sweet spot job that's in your current company and say, does it fire my pistons exactly the way this one does, or the idea of doing this one? And then if it doesn't, then go, all right, I'm going to sit tight. I'm going to look for that position somewhere else. The identified sweet spot position exists somewhere else. Trust me. It absolutely does. And so what you need to do is we identify all the parts of the sweet spot job. So I'm going to break this down for everybody because I get how intimidating this is. And if there's one thing I want to be on this show is somebody who can just shine light on the simplicity of your situation so that you can go, oh, I get clarity here. It's not so complex. So let's take the sweet spot job. And folks, if you're in a situation like Bella is, you can follow along. So Bella has identified a job in her current company that is definitely in her sweet spot, but the current company goes, you're not quite experienced enough yet, but she's going, that's it. So the exercise for Bella and for you is to say, okay, what are the parts, all the different facets, aspects, parts of the gig? So I'm doing this every day. This is what I have to do. This is who I have to do it with. All the different aspects. I like to use this silly analogy. When I was a kid, my favorite toy was a Mr. Potato Head. Now, Madison, the 25-year-old associate producer, has no idea what Mr. Potato Head is. Do you know what Mr. Potato Head is? Oh, Toy Story. Very good. Yeah, Toy Story. But Mr. Potato Head was so cool because when you pulled it out of the box, it was just the potato. But then you had all these parts. You had eyeballs, lips, noses, glasses, hats. It was really cool. So it allowed a kid to kind of go, I'm going to create whatever I want. Pull out your Mr. Potato Head of the dream job and go, what are the parts that make up my Mr. Potato Head? And now that I know what that is, I'm going to look for that in other places. That's where you get breakthrough on clarity. So for Bella, she's going, okay, what are all the parts and pieces of this sweet spot job that my current company's not going to let me have a shot at? Okay. Now when I break those down, I go, okay, this becomes my inventory for what I'm looking for in other places. It's not so complex or scary when we know what we're looking for, when we know how to get there, and that becomes your roadmap. So always identify what you want to be doing, why you want to be doing it, where you want to be doing it, and now that becomes, oh, this is my roadmap. This is what I'm looking for. And we know from psychology that when our brain focuses on something, it goes out and finds and takes pictures of it and sends it back to us. So if you're not seeing what you need to see, it's because you're not focused on what you need to focus on.